Hello everyone, this is Jennifer from Jennifer Biedermann Jewelry. Welcome back to another video. I'm going to be doing a beading project today, and we're going to be doing one of these bezeled Swarovski Rivolis. I did it in this is like an aqua blue Rivoli. Hope you can see it on camera. With some super duos and some 4mm crystal bicones. Same pattern I did here, but with a, this is a black diamond Rivoli, and I just changed up the colors a little bit. The back. There are so many videos out there teaching you how to bezel a stone or a faceted stone. So many ways to do it. I'm going to show you my way, or one of my ways, how I'm going to bezel and embellish this Rivoli. Now, here's your material list. By the way, before I start, I'm going to have some kits for this. I'm going to have 3 colors available. So it'll be the black diamond with the blue, aqua blue. It'll be the aqua blue Rivoli with these brown tones on it, and the blue crystals, and then I'm going to make one with this Rivoli. I'm not sure the name of it, but it's super sparkly. I love it. The size of the Rivoli is a 16mm. I'm using some super duos. You can use twin beads if that's what you have, but your count is going to be a little bit different because, excuse me, the twin beads are a little bit smaller and they're not all uniform. Just make sure you can use them, not a problem, but just make sure that you do an even count. Okay, I'm using a 4mm bicone. These are not Swarovskis that I'm using. They're just crystals. I think this is probably an iris, like a blue iris or a purple iris. All kinds of different colors in that bicone. I'm going to use some 15 OC beads, and I'm using an 11 OC beads. That's it. That's it for the materials. Of course, you're going to need a beading needle. I'm using a size 10 beading needle, and I'm not using Fireline or anything like that. I'm really loving this beading thread a lot. I'm finding it a lot easier to work with, actually. So for this project, I'm just using a 1G, okay? It's a gray beading thread, but by all means, use Wildfire. It's up to you. 6 pound or 8 pound. You can also use a size 12 if you want, because you are going to be going through these 15s. But you know what? I already did 2, and my 10 was fine. Okay. That's it. Get your materials together, and we will get started. Okay, so now that you have your materials together, I've already strung on a series of super duos and 11Os. I have 12 super duos and 12 11Os alternating. Okay? Bring them down to the end of your thread, leaving yourself just a little tail just to help you tie a knot. I don't leave myself a 12-inch tail and then sew it in later. I'm just too lazy for that, or I don't have enough patience for that, so I just don't do it. So here's your tail here, and you're going to go back through all the beads to create a circle. And if you can't go through all the beads at once, you go through a bit at a time. So careful pulling your thread so it doesn't get all knotted up. Oh, like mine just did. Oh, God. Okay. Right. Telling you not to get it all knotted, and that's exactly what I did. Okay, so now I'm just going to continue going around just to create the circle. It's always so fiddly with beads when you start. All right, almost there. I'm there. Okay. Now I don't need to go through it again. I'm just going to tie a little knot here. And then later I'll just go ahead and cut it off. So I'm just going to tie maybe 2 to 3 good knots. Okay. And I find this tail way too long. Just cut that off. Okay. So now here's my knot. And what I want to do is get away from that knot. So I'm just going to sew through a few beads to get away from that knot, exiting a super duo. Now once I sew away from this knot, I'm just going to give it a little tug, and I just pulled that knot into the bead, into one of the beads. Okay, so there you have your little circle. Now you're coming out of this super duo, you're going to, or the bottom hole here, you're going to jump up to the top hole. Now I'm just going to turn my work, because I like to work counterclockwise. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a 4mm bicone, and I'm going to go through the hole to the next bicone. I will pick up one 11/0, and I'm going to go through the next bicone. Sorry, the next super duo. So that's what I'm going to do all the way around. Pick up a bicone, go through the next super duo, an 11, next super duo, and you're going to do this all the way around. And if you want to go ahead and reinforce that, you can go around it again. But what I do is I'll just exit a few beads ahead of it, and then I just keep going. So do that all the way around, and then I'm going to meet you again at the start of a new row. Okay, so this is what you have. Now I did just sew through some beads going through, and then I'm exiting a 4mm. Now, before I continue, there's something I did not mention to you. You know your super duos? Before you string them on, please check both holes that they're not blocked, because that's what happens. When I did these, I swear, I poured them on my mat, and I do check them usually before I start, and I picked out 3 in a row that were blocked. Now, can you imagine doing all this and then having to go through the top bead and it's blocked? You're not going to be happy, so please check your the holes. So that's it. Okay, so let's continue. Now, the next step is coming out of the 4mm, I'm going to pick up 5 11s. 5 11s, I'm coming out of this 4mm, and I'm just going to go through the opposite end to create a little picot on the end. Simple. Now I'm going to go through my beads till I get to the next 4mm, and I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. You're going to notice as you're pulling, things are going to start to cup. Okay. Pick up 5 11s. Go through that 4mm, and if you can get through all these beads on one shot, like that, then you're ready to do it on the next one. So do that all the way around. Do that to the rest of the bicones, and then I'm going to show you what to do next. So I did my picots on all the crystals. Look how it's cupping. Now I'm just getting it ready to put my Rivoli. This is putting the bottom side up, and it's just going to sit in there. So we're creating a bezel. So not done yet. So I'm exiting a 4mm. I'm just going to turn my work, and I'm going to go up these beads into the middle bead, which is the third. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, excuse me, I'm going to pick up an 11. I'm going to pick up a super duo and 11. And what this is going to do, it's going to cinch everything up around that Rivoli. So I'm going to go out of this top picot into the next top picot, and I'm doing that all the way around. Now see how it's cinching up there? I'm going to go all the way around until I get to the last one, okay? And then we're going to cinch everything up and pop our Rivoli in. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm almost all the way around. I'm going to take that Rivoli and I'm just going to pop it right in there. Just going to hold that Rivoli down with my thumb and do the last little section here. And I'm going into, be careful here, I'm going into that top picot bead, and then I'm just going to get myself through a few beads here because it's really loosey-goosey here. Hold tight. Now, it is very important we're going to reinforce. I'm going to go around a good 2 times because look how loose this is. I just have to pull it and it comes apart. So I'm going to reinforce going through all the beads twice at a minimum. And then we're going to go to the next step. Around twice, and it's nice and tight. Here's the front, nice and encased. And back to the back. So I'm exiting a super duo and I'm going to jump up into the top hole and I'm just going to close this off. And by doing that, I'm just putting an 11 in between each super duo. So do that all the way around. And once you've done that, you're going to reinforce by going again through all the beads a few times, say 2 to 3 times to really cinch this up. So let's go through all the beads. Making sure everything's nice and tight. Okay, I think I'm good. I'm going to exit a super duo. Okay, so let's show you the piece here. This is fabulous on its own. Really. If you want to keep this as a little charm, you can put a little bail here and just hang it from bracelet or choker or something, or even, let me go out a bit, even a ring. Wow. Earrings. Wow. Anyway, we're making a pendant. So what you're going to do is, I'm coming out of this Super Duo here. Let me just move in. Okay. I want to get myself over into this middle bead right here. Now, I'm going to stop this video just for now because my dog is growling out the window. I will be right back. Okay, so now that I'm exiting this middle bead right here, okay, I've picked up three 15s, 1 11, and 3 15s. I'm coming out of this bead and I'm going to go through that same bead right across from it. Okay? And that's going to create a little picot. Just sticking out right there. So I'm going to do that all the way around. And then we're going to get ready for the next step. So let me do that one more time. Coming out of this bead, going into the one right next to it, right in front of it, and pull. So do that all the way around, and I'll let you know what to do next. Okay, so I went all the way around, and what I'm going to do is when I put the last little bit on, I'm coming up the 3 15s and out that 11. Okay. Now for the next step. What we're going to do is we're going to start doing some super duos again. So pick up an 11, a super duo, 2 11s, super duo, and 1 11. That. You're coming out of this top 11 seed bead. You're going to go through the next top 11 seed bead right here. And I nearly went through my 15. I need to go through that 11. Okay, just having a little bit of trouble here. Kind of hard to see because I'm using all the same color. Okay, there's my next 11. And I'm just going to pull. And once again, we're going to do that all the way around. So continue that. 1 11, a super duo, 2 11s, a super duo, an 11, and go through the next 11. And then I'll meet you back to start the next row. Okay, so I added them all the way around. I was this way, and I came out of the super duo. I'm going to flip my work because I like to work counterclockwise. I'm right-handed, and I'm going to go up through this top hole. Now, this is where you really need to pay attention. Don't just add beads, okay? Because we're going to be doing things in a sequence, but I want you to notice what's up here before you start adding the beads. Now, I have a bicone right up above these 2 super duos. So what I'm going to do in that case is I'm going to pick up a 15, an 11, and a 15, okay? And I'm going to go through the next super duo. Now I have 2 super duos here, 2 super duos here. So I want to pick up a 15, a bicone, and a 15. Now, why am I doing that? Because I want things to be balanced. I don't want this bicone to be sitting underneath this bicone, okay? And why am I not putting bicones all the way around? Because if I did, this is not going to fit the way it should. If you have 3 millimeter bicones, you can just put 3 millimeters all the way around. It's going to fit just fine, but I'm using 4 millimeters, so therefore I'm going to be putting my beads here, okay? So now I'm going to pick up a 15, an 11, a 15, go through the next hole. Just like that. A 15, a bicone, 4 millimeter, and a 15, and through the next. Do that all the way around, and we're going to go to the next step. So I've gone all the way around, and what I'm sure if you're making this with me as I'm going, you're going to notice, hey, this is really flippy over here. It's very loose. We're going to fix that. Okay. So now we're going to anchor this piece to this piece. So we're coming out of this 4 millimeter. I'm going to pick up 3 11s. And, okay, let me move in just so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully I'm not too close to your what you're seeing, but okay, so I'm coming out of this 4 millimeter. I want to go in, and then there's 2 super duos here, and there's an 11 right here. I'm going to pick up those 3 11s, and I'm going to go through this 11 only. Okay? That's going to anchor this little piece there. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Pick up 3 11s. And I'm coming out of this 11. I'm going to go through that 4 millimeter. Okay. Done. Next step, we're not moving on. We're going to do a picot here. So we're going to pick up 3 15s. An 11, and 3 15s. Coming out of this 4, going back through the 4, creating that. Okay? Now we need to get over to this 4 millimeter over here. So we're just going to run through the beads, get ourselves over there, and we're going to do that to each bicone bit there. I'm running out of thread. I'm going to have to add more thread. So coming out of this 4, pick up 3 11s, go through this 11, pick up 3 11s, come through this bicone, pick up 3 15s, an 11, 3 15s, go back through. Do that all the way around. This is what you're creating right here. Okay? So do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gone all the way around. I did all my picots all the way around. I've attached this piece, that floppy little piece, to the top piece. Now, all there is to do is make the bail. We're going to be making this little bail. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to pick up 3 11s, 1 4 millimeter bicone. Then you're going to pick up 7 11s. Bring all this down, just like that. You're going to go back into the 4 millimeter, skipping all those 7 11-0s. Okay. And then you're going to pick up 3 11s. And then you're going to go back through this 11 over here. And you are going to reinforce a minimum, okay, minimum of 3 times, because you don't want this falling off someone's chain, okay, if you're making this for someone. So just keep reinforcing. If you can do 3, 4 times, fabulous. So I'm not going to do this on camera because it's going to be painful. So let me just reinforce, and then we're going to talk a little bit about this piece, okay? So here's the finished piece. Now, what I want to talk about this piece, why we did a bail like this, because when you put this on a chain, can be turned like this. It'll be turned so that you can put the chain through, okay? So here you have I absolutely adore this Rivoli bezel pendant. I'm going to be making a ring for sure with this because I wear big rings and I love it. And I hope you enjoyed making this. There's a lot of steps, but you know what? We have fun beading. I totally have fun. I so had fun doing this. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to have kits available for these 3 colorways. If there's another color that you want to have a lot of Rivolis available, I have so many different colors. If there's a certain combination that you like, just message me and I'll put one together for you, not a problem. Now, I also have a written tutorial for this because I'm going to tell you something. When I made one, I didn't remember how I put it together. I had to look at the piece and it was very confusing. So it's good to have the written tutorial. So you can download that. It's a PDF. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm so happy with this. I'm really happy. Look at the back. The back is so nice as well. Eh? What do you think? Okay, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I do have a Facebook closed page. It's Beading Tips and Tutorials, where it's a place where we can talk, we can share our work, we can let us know where the great sales are, and come and join. It's a fantastic group, and we have some great members. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. See you soon. Bye.